Hi everyone.
Bagilah aku duduk-duduk.
Hi everyone, welcome to Let's Talk Pygmalion. So today joining me is
My name is Wan Nur Sarah binti Wan Nur Najwa.
My name is Nur Syahirah Najwa binti Hanisah.
My name is Nur Fathiah binti Hashim.
My name is Nur Hanisah binti Hamzah.
and my name is Airene Najihah binti Azhari. So the purpose of our podcast today is to discuss on several elements that can be found in Act 4 of Pygmalion. So anyone here wants to explain the elements that we're going to be discussing on?
So, the elements that we are going to discuss is on the themes and the symbols and the symbols that is implemented in Act 4, and we will discuss about the notable scene that we find interesting in Act 4.
Okay, that's interesting. So let's get to it. Okay, so let's first start with themes. So who wants to start first? Anything that you found in Act 4?
Okay, let me start. Everyone is looking at me. Police over there. Okay, so first, themes. The main themes. I think the main themes in Act 4 is on the transformation of Eliza, where she became a girl who transformed into a upper class girl, where she attend high tea, ball, event that usually a lady from a noble class would do. So, in my opinion, in this act, it shows that Eliza have internal conflict with herself. Like, where does she belong actually? Like, the clothes outside, she is like a noble lady. Everyone believes she is a noble lady. The way she talks, like Higgins has teach her on how to talk like a lady, to be what do I call? To be classy enough for her to mingle with the noble class. But inside, she knows that she is only a poor girl that sell flower in the street. Like, it just, the time takes from her being a poor girl to a noble girl just only a few months. Okay, and all her life she's only a girl who begged on the street for money. So I think like she does not really know how to to handle herself. Like, where does she belong? She does not have that feeling of security. Higgins does not have her. They does not give her the feeling of security. Moreover, like, she knows that this is only a bed. So after the bed, she does not really know, like, would she still be in the noble class, or would she go back to the poor girl who sells flower on the street? I think that's such a pity for her.
I think so too. But you know, I can see in Act 4 that actually, because as you mentioned that Eliza had like some sort of transformation, right, through Higgins' bed. I think a person's like social identity, how people perceive them, is actually seen through. It's just like determined by their appearance, because like we can see that they like to classify people according to how they appear. So, for example, like people from the upper class, they usually wear like more tiny clothes and more like luxurious jewelry. Yeah, bling. But like people in the lower class, such as like Eliza, she wears more like
Simple,
dirty and simple clothes. We can see from the previous acts also, Higgins often like
Mock her
about it. But in Act 4, I can see that Pickering once made a comment. He said that they think style comes by nature to people in their position, which relates to my point just now. But we can see that Higgins does not believe in this. He believes that when he manipulates how Eliza dresses, the upper class people will be more accepting of Eliza. As we can see, she did manage to actually fool these upper class people. They think that she's one of them. When she went to the balls and operas and such
high thing that even that noble class usually go.
Like you wouldn't normally find a messy, untidy girl go to those places.
Yes, obviously. Like the girl won't even let her in the first
Yeah,
place.
exactly. Anyone else?
Oh, my team is like this macam sub daripada Hanisah punya point. So my team is realization of feelings. In Act 4, you can see that Eliza found out that she is just a bag, and I think that it dawned on her that she is just a bag, and then we can see that she already developed feelings towards him.
Actually, I think so because like the disappointment.
The outburst when she knows that she just experiment, and then the ring. The ring that I think she interpreted the ring as like a gift from Higgins towards her.
Actually, that's it. I was like, what?
And then for Higgins, I think for me Higgins realized that maybe
Okay.
Higgins kind of realized that he had the feelings towards
I think he's in denial. Like, how could I like a girl that is so dirty in the first place?
Or maybe it's like enemies to lovers.
Oh my god. Oh, you guys love red flag.
I could say I love it.
I think Eliza spent too much time with Higgins. So like by time
Develop.
the feelings would develop. I think it's more like Eliza feel dependent to Higgins.
Because he is the only one who pays attention to her.
That's why in that scene you can see that he keeps asking him like what will she become after he like puts her back in the gutters, as she said.
Okay, that's my point.
And then I think one of the most significant things in this act 4 is that women's empowerment, in which you can see like towards the end of the act, like Eliza herself, she started to stand on her own feet. Like like after she found out like she was about to Pickering and also Higgins, she started to throw the slippers. And then like she started to like being
Mad.
mad and and then like she had enough of Higgins' experiment, and then she started to call him as selfish words, saying that he actually only acknowledge his own feelings and that he don't care about what she thinks like the after she found out that she is a bad to both of them. And I think that's why the women's empowerment started to build up.
Yeah, I can also see in that scene that Eliza actually finally realized her self-worth. She realized that she deserves respect as a human being and not to be ridiculed by
because she is poor doesn't mean that she cannot raise.
Higgins called her creature, man.
I feel like a sense of satisfaction when she
Yeah.
throws the slipper and Higgins like, I want to do it too.
Yes.
Like Higgins patut bersyukur I'm not in this act. He should be grateful.
I think the next theme is gender discrimination. Even until Act 4, Higgins still regard Eliza as a woman that are useless, and he even called her a presumptuous insect. Oh my, can you call a woman like that? Oh my god. I think it's very horrible for him to say that. And moreover, he doesn't even talk to Eliza when they come back with Pickering.
He
Yes.
intentionally like does not acknowledge Eliza existence.
Yes. He just like, I win my bag. I can go to sleep without any like worrying anymore. So I think it's a little bit sad for Eliza.
Hashtag Higgins is cancelled.
Trash.
Like he need what do they call redemption arc in this. He need to redeem himself.
Can he? I don't think so.
Okay, so I think next we'll discuss on the similes and metaphors. So anyone wants to start first? Anything that you found in Act 4?
Okay, I will.
Okay.
Done.
Also.
Okay. Nak terlihat.
Okay.
Nak terlihat.
Also.
I'm sorry. Okay, ini kau dulu.
Kita main air ke kertas ni?
Alamak, kita.
Okay,
you go first.
Metaphor simile.
Simile.
Okay, I will talk about simile. So my first one is a bear in a cage, where I think it's a conversation between Pickering and Higgins.
Specifically, I have here, it says, but when I saw we were going to win hands down, I felt like a bear in a cage, hanging about doing nothing.
Yes. So in this scene, I think Higgins actually referring to himself. It's a bear in a cage is a way Higgins saying that he feels like being trapped. He feels like he doesn't belong there at the ball. Is it ball? I think that reflects that even though Higgins like upper class is he upper class?
I think
He is upper class.
Even though he is upper class, he feels like he doesn't belong there.
So where does he derive?
I actually interpret
Where
that.
does he-
I interpret that situation in a different way. I see like Higgins describing I felt like a bear in a cage is him actually showing that he's actually bored. He's actually bored. He doesn't care being there. He felt like a bear in a cage. Like, oh, this is so boring. But in a way, it's actually disrespectful of him because actually that day, the dinner party, the garden party, and the opera was actually an important day for Eliza. For her to actually, like her first time showing like fitting in with the upper class. But to Higgins, he just sees it as another boring party. So I see it that way.
I see fine.
But also I have another simile that I found, which is when Higgins actually said ugly as a devil. So this was, I can see it as actually a backhanded compliment by Higgins towards Eliza, because he said this when he suggested to Eliza that what would become of her is that for her to actually get married. So he was just like, I don't know if it's like macam, is that I don't know, because he was like, you're not that bad, but right now you're crying and lashing out like this, or you look ugly as the devil. So like, I don't know, like, are you complimenting her or are you not? So it's that's a bit confusing. What do you think?
I feel like he just does not want to compliment Eliza
Directly.
pretty.
Ego.
Ego.
He's too prideful. And just say Eliza is pretty. That's pretty like her.
That's later.
Other act.
Okay.
Next.
Any more metaphors? Maybe.
Metaphor.
Okay.
I think the metaphor in this act is Eliza beauty become murderous. Like murderous. No.
Who said that?
Higgins.
Pickering.
Wait. Where is it? Where is it?
Huh?
Where is it?
Or is it not?
Siapa cakap ni?
Pada sampai nak continue.
Okay. Hold on, okay. Continue.
Search for the dialogue.
So like one of the metaphor that I found in this act is that when Eliza started to scratch Higgins' face after she chose the slipper, and then like we can see that Higgins started to call her as the cat. What is the dialogue? What is the dialogue?
This one. Clause in your cat.
Clause in
How
your
dare
cat.
you show your temper to me? Sit down and be quiet.
Yeah,
Like,
Very demanding.
Like, does he think like he's the owner of Eliza?
Yeah, I think so.
That's why it's such a like, don't you dare!
What do you think about that metaphor?
I think like what Higgins want to tell is that what is it?
Maybe like he wants to like show like Eliza's action.
Yeah, Eliza's action is totally like she was angry, and then like you know like the cat when they are angry they will like and that's what Eliza do. So maybe he kind of like some kind
Compare lah.
compare Eliza to cat. It's one of the example of metaphor that I found.
Yeah, because Eliza was in an outburst, so
Yes.
her act of being aggressive and defensive is similar to a cat when the cat feels
Threatened.
Yeah.
Okay, poor cat.
Poor Eliza.
Not cat. Don't be Higgins, you know.
Yeah, what is
Oh, I also feel like Higgins, like he said that towards Eliza is for him to stop her from being defensive and trying to ask her to calm
Such a
down.
rude way.
But in such a rude way.
Like from Act 1, he does not know how to talk properly
Yeah.
to Eliza. So it's not fair for him to say that.
Okay. And
Oh yeah, you can continue explaining.
Pause. Okay, it's actually Higgins said that.
he just in monologue.
Not quite sure.
I'm not sure, but that is metaphor.
Why?
Okay, the beauty becomers is like when you see someone like breathtaking beauty, like really beautiful. Like when you see her, you're like, oh my god. I feel like, oh my god. I don't know how to explain in a word.
Okay, I know that. I understand. You understand? Okay. Is there any more?
No.
No.
I think
That's all.
Okay, moving on to the next element, which is the symbols in this act. So what I found from this act is the first symbol is the language used by Eliza. So like back in the Act 1 until Act 3, she keeps saying ow,
Ow.
and then like in this Act 4, she don't use the words anymore, which like symbolize that she is
Improving her English.
she improving her English after what Higgins has did to her, after what Higgins has teach her to become more noble woman, more upper class woman, and then like she started to use like normal English, which we can understand easily in this act.
What was it called? English? The type of English.
Queen's English.
Yeah.
And then like the second symbols that I found is like the clothing that Eliza wear. So like in this Act 4, after they have come back from the ball and from the garden party, I'm not sure, Eliza, the author, they describe Eliza wearing a brilliant evening dress and diamonds with fan and flowers, pairing with all the beautiful accessories, which we can see that Eliza has become more noble woman, more upper class, and then she is no longer become the poor woman she used to be, who sells flower on the street. And then, yeah, what do you think about that? Like, the clothing.
Actually, in that scene, Eliza had asked hints, like whether she can keep the clothes. I think like it symbolized, like deep inside, she knows. I'm really sorry. It symbolized her uncertainty about her status. Like deep inside, she knows she's a poor girl, and this clothes does not really belong to her. So like the way she asked Higgins is like she's asking for confirmation from Higgins, validation, like validation. Like she's asking for validation from Higgins about her status actually after the text ends.
Yeah, because I know that it can get confusing for Eliza because you see yourself in the mirror and you see, wow, I'm wearing this like luxurious dress and whatnot, but like deep inside that you come from what he can say, the gutters. So like it can be quite confusing for her.
Moreover, Eliza said that the reason why she asked is because she does not want to be accused of stealing. I think like because she knows that, like, I don't know, maybe like Higgins always told her like she's from the gutters. Maybe it's like, I don't know, grow on her like she's really from the gutters. So I think like deep inside she knows that she does not really belong to the noble society. Like what kind of noble lady would be accused of stealing luxurious clothes, right?
Yeah, it's something that only like the upper class always accuse the lower class people of stealing.
Okay, so for me, the symbolism is the ring. The ring actually, to me, represent the complex relationship between Eliza and Higgins.
Why is that?
Because on the perspective of Eliza, she thinks that the ring meant something for her. Like because Higgins bought the ring from.
Because like she said, like all her other jewelry that she's wearing is
it's from the jeweler.
It's not Higgins. But only that ring
It's from Higgins. So I think it meant something for her.
I feel like promise rings.
Why are you guys always trying to turn this into a
Who wouldn't think that? A guy giving you a ring?
Yeah. Actually, ring is like, like an important jewelry for
yes.
and especially if a man give you a ring, how could it does not mean anything?
Is that why she got so upset?
Yeah.
Because she thinks that
She thinks like Higgins is like
using
maybe hope for Eliza or something, and then become the one
And
that.
I think for the perspective of Higgins, it's so I don't know what he is feeling. Maybe.
Yeah, I think in Act 4 is a bit too early to actually
interpret,
interpret what actually
It can mean two things for Higgins. First, for the ring to be like a symbol, like maybe he likes her. But on the other perspective,
it might be just a ring.
Just a ring.
A part of the experiment.
I need to keep you in check.
But knowing Higgins' personality, I think it's the second option.
For now, right now.
Because we don't know when Higgins start developing.
Maybe in the next episode.
Maybe.
Stay tuned.
Any other?
Okay, no.
Alright.
I'm done.
That's it. So I guess we're at the end of our podcast. So I think to wrap up, do you guys want to share any like notable scenes or any like lessons that you guys learned from this specific act? Anyone wants to start first?
Okay, for me, I think the scene where Higgins can be seen feeling offended when Eliza had assumed that there would be another girl Higgins would experiment on after the bet has ended. I think like it is amusing for me because after all Higgins had like on how Higgins had treated her, obviously she would think that like what would you think that Eliza would thought of you as a good guy that would help her? Like the way he talks to Eliza is also like really rude, so obviously Eliza would not think too much about Higgins' action.
And I actually learned a new thing about Higgins. He is stupid when it comes to love. When we talk about love, he is stupid.
Like I think he's oblivious about his feeling.
He doesn't want to show it.
Maybe that's why he's old and he's not married.
I think that.
Actually, what kind of woman can stand Higgins'
Attitude.
attitude? Like
an
for
older
me,
woman.
in the first day, I would leave him.
I think I read it somewhere in the act which cakap Higgins ni always dating an older woman. Like 40 years and above. And
Actually, he likes to mention women.
Mommy. Why he has a mommy?
Sama baba, right? Higgins. It's sama baba.
But basically, he like women with a motherly vibe.
Oh my god!
Okay, let's get back to So lessons. What have you learned? So anything that you learned from Act 4?
I think the lesson that I had learned is where Eliza finally, after Act 4, she lose her temper and show Higgins like what does she feel not satisfied with the situation. I think like it shows that it takes time for us to show like our feelings towards someone, like how could we meet someone and say like, I don't like you doing this, I don't like you doing that to me. After a long time, barulah kita dapat that courage.
I think this part of that is because now Eliza can actually talk well. Kan?
She can
Itu express our
The realization. She knows how to speak out.
now she knows how to talk.
that's why like my point, like the lesson that I can see from Act 4 is actually self-worth. So in Act 4 we can see that it's actually a turning point for Eliza where she sees herself as someone who should be respected as a human, someone who has dreams. Like we can see from the previous acts, her dream was actually to open a flower shop, not sell flowers on the street, right? So I think it's important for us to take this lesson because we should all have self-worth and not let anyone like Higgins control us and manipulate us. So our self-worth is something that we should hold on to. I think that is one of the key takeaways from Act 4.
I think Eliza is strong because like after all Higgins gaslight attempt
It's like the way he calls her. Someone called me 3 times.
Yeah, it's not easy to stand up to a person who we see as more superior.
Yeah.
So I very
It is
praise.
admirable.
Yes, I praise her courage.
Maybe we think like the word creature, the word insect doesn't mean that strong in English, but we translate it to bahasa makhluk. Sorry.
Any other more lessons?
I think I'll be
before we end?
speechless like what?
So I think one of the most important lesson is that we have to do anything with good intention.
Yes.
For example, like if he really wants to change Eliza to being a nobleman, she must do it with like a pure heart. Like I just want to change her from poor woman to the nobleman, and not with any other bad intentions. Like
Motives, agendas.
No, it's actually just so bad with bickering.
I think if he had done this with like pure intention,
Maybe.
there would be
Maybe
no
like
more.
love and calm.
Maybe love and we always come back.
I don't know. Even like Higgins and Eliza is enemies right now. But, knowing the act after that, I want to ship them.